Alright, I'm going to explain something before I do it. I haven't tried this yet, but I would assume it would be like anything else. Well, first off, let's go to this. So I have a MX6000, and I just kind of assume, because everybody's like, oh, I need to do my 50-hour service, I have to change everything. Well, I don't know if you can read this. Service every 50 hours. Lubricate grease fittings, check starting system for hydrostat and manual, check operator presence control, check wheel bolt torque, check tie rod dust caps. Nowhere in there does it say change oil, change hydraulics. 100 hours. Air filter, you have to clean the primary air filter element, the outside. Check the fan belt tension, check and adjust, or it says adjust, but adjust clutch pedal, adjust brake pedal, check the battery condition. Nowhere still, we're not changing oil, we're not changing hydraulic oil. Now, 200 hours, replace the transmission oil filter. That's the one under your step. The rest of it, check your toe, adjust the toe, cleaning the inner air filter, cab only, or the cab type, cleaning the fresh air filter cab type, cleaning the air conditioner condenser, adjusting the air conditioner belt tension or belt tension. That's 200 hours. 400 hours, finally, change the oil, replace the engine oil, changing transmission fluid, replacing the hydraulic oil filter and cleaning the magnetic filter, replace the fuel filter, cleaning the water separator, lubricate your grease fittings. So I'm not going to wait that long to do all the above, but I just wanted you to know, if you're somebody that uses your tractor lightly, you could probably wait for 200 hours and do your filter. I like doing it before that. I do use my tractor a little hard sometimes. It's in dusty conditions all the time. I'm doing mine with the arms down out of the way because I have a quick hitch on it. And you guys probably won't see the video of my top link because I accidentally deleted everything off of a single SD card that had some other stuff on it. Kind of upset about that, but stuff happens. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to try to use a vacuum on this to keep the fluid up into the tractor so I can change my filters and not drain all 11 or 14 gallons or whatever. So here's my cap. You might see a fitting up here. This is a fitting called a close or a toe nipple. It's just got a smooth end. This is a close nipple, and this is that's about a 3-inch close nipple, and it is 1 inch. That's 1 inch pipe. So I thought to myself, I was like, I wonder what thread that is. That thread, if it's not 1 inch pipe, it's real close to 1 inch pipe. It took a second to get this to screw in there, but that screwed in there and kind of bottomed out or started getting on the shoulder here because this is a tapered thread. So what I'm going to attempt to do, I'm going to use a rag just as a filtering element. I'm going to put that over that toe nipple. And I'm going to put a hose clamp on it because I'm doing this myself. And I don't even honestly know, I probably don't need the hose clamp. That fits on that nipple good enough with that towel on there. I think that'll create enough vacuum to keep the fluid up in the tractor. So let's find out. You could easily use a close nipple. I just use that because it's longer, smooth. For no other reason besides I had that, and then I wanted to find something to explain what we were doing to you guys without pulling that back out. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do both my filters. I'm going to actually change my oil also, probably not today, but in the very, very near future. I thought you were supposed to do it at 50. I usually do them at 50, but I don't have oil. I thought I did. I don't. We're on the passenger side of the tractor. This is the filter that they gave me. And this is the longer of the two filters. This is your hydraulic filter. So I'm going to replace it. I don't know if both of them have a magnetic ring in it or not, but you need to be prepared to switch out that magnetic ring, have a rag to wipe it off and whatnot. And then over here on what would be the driver's side, where you get in under your step, this is your hydrostat filter or your transmission filter. Oh boy. And it is right there. Like I said, this one still might have the magnetic. I don't remember. I can't tell you honestly if I think one has it and not the other, but maybe both have it. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had a Kubota. Kubota's big on them. And then, you know, obviously your oil filter is over here on the other side. Your oil filter is right here. And honestly, did they give me... I don't know if they gave me the right filter. The filter looks small. Oh, no. Okay. And here's the filter they gave me for my oil. I also bought Kubota. They said that it takes UDT2. So that's what I bought. It was a little low on fluid. You check your fluid in your tractor with your arms all the way down. And then you look back here in the sight glass. And I'm pretty sure that my tractor's low. And I think because I had never used my my remote valve, and then I put the cylinder on it also, which took a lot of fluid out of it. So let's see if this is going to work, and we'll change some filters out by ourselves. All right, I've seen reports of these being very cantankerous. So I put my big channel locks on it on the other side, and it came right off. So I thought I would see what this side does. Okay, with you guys in the way, that thing was so loose. Okay, so I have a really big pair of channel locks, but that thing was so loose, that was ridiculous. That was actually kind of scary. That probably should have been tighter. Okay, let's see what happens. Let me get this plugged in real quick, and we'll fire this thing up and see if this is going to help us or hurt us. Got the hydraulic changed, loosened. I've already loosened this side, which is the hydrostat. So let me get this plugged in, and I'll get the camera set up, and we'll see what we get done. Hopefully it works and it doesn't spill everywhere. All right, I have a pan. It's empty. So, and it's fairly wiped out. Let's see. I'm gonna get this filter ready. Let me, I probably don't need, since this is a flood type transmission, I don't need to fill the filter up, but let me put some lubricant on the O-ring so we're ready to go, and I'll turn the vacuum on. Here goes the vacuum. Got a couple rags ready. We can break this filter loose, and you ought to hear it gurgling. bucket ready just in case. Oh, okay. Side. Let me where can I get you guys? Hopefully you can see that. Okay, that was super uneventful. Now, what I ended up doing, I didn't think I was getting enough vacuum, so I tightened that down with the impact. I don't know where I threw the impact at. I was a little scared. I think what we were getting is fluid out of the filter. This is what I think we were getting. But I started to freak out because I had never done it before on this tractor and wasn't quite sure. So let's look in the vacuum. It is bone dry. The reason I'm showing you that is it did not, I'm looking down the barrel, it did not suck any fluid out of the tractor. So let's go ahead, get you guys back down here. Hopefully you can kind of see what I was doing in there. I guess I should have tried to fit my light in there, but as you know, if you're doing this and you've already looked at it, you don't have a lot of room for a camera and lights and all kinds of stuff. Apparently if you have a loader on it, your loader lines are right in the way. Okay, so you don't think I was fibbing to you. We'll get out here in the light and I'll tell you something about your filters. And I remembered it as soon as I did this. So this was empty. Now I did both filters. There's the amount of fluid. And then I think this one was fairly empty. Now your hydraulic filter is the bigger of the two. I'm gonna let that drain. It has a magnet in it. Well, the factory Kubota filter had a magnet in it. This one does not. That's your transmission filter. So there's the amount of oil, maybe in both, maybe 2 quarts. But if you look at it, that filter is almost empty, and it probably holds a quart. This filter holds almost a quart, I bet you, and it's almost empty. It's getting lighter and lighter by the minute. So if I were to tell you that I seriously thought that that would work, that will work. So if you're not looking to do your you know, complete filter change with your fluid and everything at whatever service interval that the book says, I would say it's a good option. For me, I like getting these filters out fairly soon like this. Let me show you why. Oh, there's a good one. Let me get you guys spun around. Look at this. Piece of silicone. But look at all that metal. If that was not metal, it would not be sticking to a magnet. That's metal. So it's nice to get that filter changed. Now what I like to do is I'm going to pull this magnet out. So then if I do happen to get a Wix filter, which anymore it's really not a viable option. It used to be that when you'd go to, you know, your favorite auto parts store, and you know, you'd sing whatever tune that they like on their logo because it's playing in the auto parts store. I'm singing one right now. You could get you a filter cheaper than you could get it at the dealer. You could go get you a Wix filter, you could get you a frame or whatever your flavor is. I tend to have a lot of Wix. I like Wix filters. I've always had good luck. It's not that I do not like factory filters, they were just always more expensive. Well, if you check now, like Yanmar, you guys really need to call my buddy Jeremy Shoup. He's at Tiger Equipment in Virginia. He stocks a lot of service kits. If you price out the oil, the hydraulic oil, and the engine oil, and you know, the filters and stuff you get in it, and it's all factory approved stuff, remember, it's generally cheaper than going to the store and picking it up. So I feel pretty good. I've got that magnet cleaned up. I used to have a couple of these when I ran a lot of Kubota stuff, and I haven't had a Kubota tractor in a while, so I don't know whatever happened to my magnets. Actually, there might be one in my toolbox, but it doesn't matter because now I have one, so I can walk right over here and we'll pull it up like say so on the pallet racking. Then if I get a Wix filter I need to change on the Kubota, we'll be good. But if you guys want to use something that works really good, it's kind of hard to get in here with that hose. Let's see, get you guys like that. Give me something with a little bit of traction. I got a bunch of hydraulic oil on my hands now. Can't get any traction on it. But if you want something that won't hurt your tractor at all, kind of interested to see, it's bone dry. A slight bit of residual, slight bit. Let's see if there's any up here. Let's dry our hands. That feels bone dry. So there may be just a slight bit of residual on the bottom, but this is, oh man, that just hit me not in a good spot. Whoo. Hang on a minute, let me catch my breath. Oh boy, that's plastic, so it's not going to affect, you know, if you're screwing in and you had, you know, mismatched threads or whatnot. But as you can see, the threads are just fine on that. Let's screw our cat back in. Well, I'll take it back off, but I'll just show you. No threads were harmed in the making of this video. Something else was just harmed. That's not your growth. All right, well, hopefully that helps you guys doing hydraulic filters on your tractor and not draining all, I think it's either 11.5 or 14.5 gallons or something crazy. It's a lot of fluid. generally what you do is you drop your filters, and you drop the, you drain the tractor from, I think there's 4 drain plugs. And anyways, if you're just doing something like this, just a little bit of maintenance, you're definitely not ready. I only have 60 hours on the tractor. Not ready to do all the hydraulic oil. Do this, top it off, and head for the hills. All right, get back to work. We'll see you tomorrow.